Good afternoon, everyone. This is Mental Health Awareness Initiative, and today we have our second guest. Welcome aboard, Mr. Saleem Khan. And I really appreciate the time that you took out from your hectic schedule. And Mr. Saleem Khan is head in an international NGO. He's working there, and they are working extensively in the field of mental health. And so I would like you to tell me, what do you do exactly, and what is the nature of your job, and how are you including the looking at the scenario, your aspect about mental health?
Sure. Firstly, thank you very much, Hina, for having me, and kudos really to you for bringing to surface this very critical discussion, which is very, very relevant in the current times, uh, especially when the whole country is battling so much of stress around COVID and lockdown and everything else. A little bit about me before I get started. Uh, Hina, I work for an international NGO, as you rightly said. This is basically an NGO which is South Asia focused. So we work in four other countries besides India. The whole idea is to mobilize resources and funding support from diaspora who are based outside of India. So, for example, Indians who are Indians by birth, but currently don't live in India, but are very, very cognizant of the issues in India and would like to support it. So our job essentially is to mobilize resources from the diaspora communities and help address issues in the South Asian countries, which includes India. So I have the opportunity of being responsible for the India part of the overall initiative. Um,
Mhm.
as far as our work goes, we primarily focus in areas of education and health. Currently, a deep focus around skilling and livelihoods because we all are aware about the huge issue of unemployment in our country right now, and we're trying to do everything that we can to address the issue of this unemployment through skilling. And the overarching focus right now is around COVID relief, the impact of COVID in the lives of the communities. And when I say communities, I'm talking about the low income communities who don't have access to basic needs, uh, which include food and shelter, leave alone any other aspects which are related to hygiene linked to COVID. So our work is essentially focusing on the communities, bringing access to uh, 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 whatever support we can to help them tide through this situation. And through our engagement and interaction, we have learned that COVID has really uh, had a deep impact on people, and especially the mental health of people. And when I say mental health, I mean just the way people feel right now because everyone's closeted. Our life
Mhm.
is actually changed in many ways, right? I mean, all of us are trapped at home with little choice,
Yes.
lack of fresh air, etc. So just the impact of that, and what we are also noting here, and I'm sure I don't need to tell you this because you know this loud and clear, is the impact on this specifically on women and women and girls basically. So all our work actually has a gender focus. We really look at having an overarching focus around women and girls. So that's what we are trying to do. Small steps in a small way, trying to address the huge issue that the world is currently, trying to address. But yes, I mean, it brings immense satisfaction to be able to make that small difference that we are
That is
making.
really, that's really great, and I'm sure all the women will be really very happy to know, okay, somebody is talking on behalf of them, because they are the, like, the frontline, like, health workers are there. So maintaining the house, working in working condition, in all the aspects, mentally especially, they're handling a lot of pressure themselves.
That's right.
So balancing that part also, women are going a lot of upheavals, of course, definitely, because they are concerned about so many aspects. And you have rightly said, there is a deep impact which will last for a long time. So when you interact through your NGO and you are interacting with people around, what do you sense is the ground reality?
So the reality is really really ugly. Some of the things which and while on the topic of women, I can tell you is it's like a chain. So if the husband or the bread earner has lost his job, he is staying at home. There is difficulty in uh, the daily wages are impacted. So there is no food on the plate. There are people to feed at home. There is a wife. There are children. More often, there are more than two children in the house. And it's quite difficult to deal in this situation. There are obvious frustrations. This has led to issues like a huge issue around domestic abuse at home to women in communities. More often, women who really go through it, and especially Indian women, it's really sad to learn that they from a very young age they are taught to sort of take this in their stride, saying, if your husband does that to you, it's fine. So nobody really reaches out, but they silently are going through this. Then children are going through their own, I mean, children are more vulnerable. So and I can talk about specific states. For example, in Rajasthan, the issue around child labor has really gone up in a big way. Parents are forced to engage children into child labor. There are specific kind of art that requires very nimble fingers, and children are engaged at a very young age to do that. So these are very very tough issues. They don't make too much around it. So our approach had been three ways. I won't go into detail into that because I think this topic is little different. But this was more about, first it was about immediate relief. So at least how do you provide basic ration and facilities to people so that they tide through this. And second is going to be bringing life back to normalcy. And just when we thought that things were slowly coming back to normalcy, it
Yes,
seems like the second wave
it's
has come.
spiraled again.
It spiraled
Mhm.
again. So the issue is far from reaching its end, but we are taking slow steps around it, and a large part of our work, not just in India, more specifically, actually, the largest of our work is in Pakistan, is around mental health and mental health of women, mental health of young youth who actually are in situations which they have never seen before, and trying to address this in various ways. And of course we all work with teams. I have a large team, and suddenly life has changed for all of us.
So, yeah, so how do you deal with the mental health aspect when you come in contact with your team or handling your own team?
So COVID has really changed our world in many ways, right? And as humans, we are structured and built to thrive in a certain way, right? We grow up with human to human contact. We are we we require to be communicating with people face to face, and that's the way we all have grown up. Now suddenly life has changed. Life has become about waking up in the morning, uh, uh, you know uh, doing your basic things, opening your laptop and sitting in front of the screen like I'm sitting right now, and just pulling through hours. So first it seemed like really great. Oh, it's work from home, so we're going to save so much of travel time, and I can actually get 2 hours of more sleep in the morning, etc. But slowly we started seeing uh, its impact, on the teams, because you could see the frustration in people. You could see the uh, 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 how it is impacting people in terms of just basic interactions, etc. Work-life balance had completely gone for a toss because we have offices in, say, our head offices in London, while our organization is very careful about saying post 5:30 there are no meetings for with the India team because the day has to end. But then your work never ends, right? Till you actually decide, okay, let me shut my laptop and go. So we've tried to do some small things, and I don't know whether this is relevant, but these small things actually become very critical at such times. So firstly, uh, our job is a lot about meetings, internal meeting, external meetings, meetings with communities, and the teams on the ground actually interact with. people where they are also hearing the kind of stories that I told you right now. They're hearing day in and day out, and it's not a pleasant experience. And you deal with these kind of issues, right? I mean, there are people who come to you for therapy, etc. It has a toll on you as well, I'm sure, because you get engaged, you are listening to them, you are accountable for ensuring that you help them, come through it. All that has its toll on people. So we've taken very small steps, but it's helped the team. So firstly, we encourage people to keep long gaps between meetings. So for example, when I will, for my this week's calendar, I will put, say, half an hour, 45 minutes breaks in my calendar. I block it saying no meetings. As in, so if someone wants to put a meeting in my diary as well, they
Okay.
cannot take those slots. And that applies to the team as well. Like, for example, now
Okay.
Ramadan is going to come. There are fixed times for ensuring that we, going to have to, say, perform our salah or, a namaz, for example, just eating on time, taking a break, etc. So those things is one. Secondly, we have encouraged people to take, at least an hour break and just go out. Maybe it could be go out for a walk, just disconnect and either talk to family or call some friends, etc. But that's something that we are encouraging people that please do that, even if it means that some of the work takes some time to complete. I think that is important. Third, and something that's really helped is informal coffee chats between people. So there is a weekly session that is put every Wednesday, where people join from across the globe. So there could be my colleagues from Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Pakistan, who will just join, and there is no format to that. It's an informal coffee session. You grab your coffee or your favorite beverage, and you just connect. It is about just sharing with each other, what you're going through. It could also be that someone's really upbeat that day and not really feeling low, but it sort of just peps up, cheers up people. We underestimated the impact of something as simple as this could have on the life of people, but the feedback has been really great. And then couple of other things which are great. We have a weekly fun session in our organization, which is so this half an hour to 45 minutes every fortnight, where each country has a responsibility of engaging people in a fun way. So it could be either a game of a dumb charades or a Pictionary that you're playing with people. It's just about everyone coming together. By the way, these are mandatory, and our chief executive actually is more interested in ensuring who is attending these sessions than anything else. Uh,
That is
that has
nice.
been brilliant. And when we take, yeah, and when we take end of year feedback, this has come out as a very, very positive step that the organization has taken. And we just help. It's just our way of telling people, saying we are a
Right.
family outside your family. Do talk about anything that you're going through. Do discuss things, etc. And it's absolutely okay to feel low. It's absolutely okay to feel not so good, and it's absolutely okay to say I'm behind my timelines and my deliverables, and we can figure out how we manage that. So these are some things, but I'm sorry for the long monologue from my side, but
No, it was
uh,
so
these are things.
interesting, and actually, I was so engulfed in listening into what you were sharing. So, if I have to just take up the pinpoints from whatever you have said, it's like disciplining oneself, where that was your first point that it
That's
covered,
that's
like
that's correct.
not doing it on time, whatever amount of work or whatever the task that you are given, to keep on doing it. Second was, I think, so you mentioned going out. So it was disconnecting to rather connect in a better way.
Yeah, connect with
And
yourself, disconnect from work, connect with yourself. Sometimes your me time, just go take a
is
walk
very,
down in the society. It's very important.
I am sure, very sure, with the kind of atmosphere that you have just created right now while talking, it seems like, okay, this is connection and disconnecting from our work. So mental
Absolutely.
health is important, and as right, you have rightly pointed out in the end, to have fun time also, to have some relaxation time also, to create that thing in your own workplace. I'm sure everyone who's listening right now, they can do something with even with their family members, cousins, and
Absolutely.
everyone. They can come together. Now the Zoom facility is there, so they can do the activities. Taking up from you, the coffee thing is really very nice. It's like a amazing concept, and hats off to you all that you all are following it also. That is
Yeah.
very important. You know,
Yeah.
some
And there's
people
no
are there, as
compulsion
you
for
had
that.
rightly,
Yeah.
yeah, as you had
That's it.
rightly initially said, we are tuned in such a way that physical work, we have to do the work. So relaxation within the hours of work seems a little difficult for some people, not all of them.
Yeah. You're
But
true. You're
making
true.
it compulsory is a very good approach.
That's
And
right.
what is your experience if you had, let's say, since a year? How did you deal with any stressful situation? What were your coping skills at personal level?
Oh, so I'm 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 blessed.
I'm
I'm
sure
blessed with
work is one
a
of them.
wife. Yeah, work. So yeah, work is de-stressing, but in a couple of things that I have become very disciplined of is not compromising on my 1 hour of physical activity in the mornings. It's almost become a way of life now. Going for my walk or a run in the morning, come what may. So when you wake up, and for us, we pray in the morning. So there are two options after that. Either you jump and plonk back into bed and say, have another hour and a half of sleep, or you push yourself to go out and get a run or something. That's helped me a bit, of course, besides helping lose some extra kilos that all of us had put on during the lockdown.
Correct.
Also blessed to have a wife who's a medical practitioner as well, so whenever there is any issue or anything, having someone to be able to talk about it and who listens to it more clinically rather than emotionally has been a great support system for me. And and you're always, as they say, you're blessed when you have daughters. Getting that time in the evening to catch up with family, with your daughters, whether it's a board game together or painting together, or just watching some gags on YouTube together. I think those are simple mechanisms to tide through this, but it's not been easy really for any of us who are saying, guess what, this life seems so much better, is lying to their feet. It's difficult, but it's for us to understand how we can cope with it. And it's people like you who actually are supporting a lot of people who don't really know how to go about this, and play that sounding board, which is great, uh, in itself. So those are some simple ways, and I mean they look small, but they've helped in a big way and immensely.
Hearing from others, it will look or it will sound that maybe some people who have been thinking they'll be doing it, they may get that enthusiasm. No, we should also try to do it. So it's like a very good sharing that you have got. Sometimes whatever we know, it becomes taken for granted as it is.
Yes,
So we need the reminders from others, and this is a good reminder from you that we should actually take out time for ourselves, be it a walk or a run that you had mentioned, and in the end, gelling with the family.
that's
So
right.
these two
Absolutely,
takes the starting point and end point becomes very comprehensive.
absolutely.
It becomes amazing. So it's like mental health. When you were saying, though the topic that you were mentioned initially about the work that you do, it is not related with the topic. Actually, it is very deep rootedly again connected with mental health. The fact that the
Yes, it is.
food is provided is the
Yes,
basic need of any person.
yes,
So when you all are doing that job, then understand, and it's like a great thing that you are doing. You are de-stressing them at least, wherein they have to put up their mind what they are going to do to survive.
yeah,
At least the food
yeah.
part is there. It is very important. So hats off
That's
to
right.
your foundation and the organization. It's really good. And if at all anyone wants to connect with you or your organization, so how should they do?
So I'm on Facebook, Saleem Khan, and in fact, if anybody's connected with you and we both are connected on Facebook, it won't be difficult to find me. I'll be very happy to hear from them. Happy to be of any kind of support or just having a chat with anybody. Really, really happy to hear. Else, I have my email ID as well, but I think Facebook is more personal, and one can send a messenger message on that if you're not comfortable putting anything on Facebook, and that's the best way to connect for us. So look forward to hearing from anyone whom I can be of help in any small way, and anything else, Hina, that you think I can support this initiative as you move along with this great initiative that you've undertaken yourself. Really happy to support in any way.
I'm really grateful for your time and you actually agreeing rather than listening to, okay, what is the concept also? You just jumped in, and that was like really an honor for me that you, because it is very essential to have a diverse knowledge about how people in different areas who are also working in
True.
this aspect, the NGO
True.
aspect, or the professionals dealing with the team,
Yep.
because
Yep.
everyone, as we all know, are going through it this pandemic together. So it was a
Absolutely.
great insight from you again, and great tips. The listeners will definitely be ready with the coffee on Wednesday, searching for you on the internet.
Brilliant.
That'll be
I really,
wonderful.
really, I look forward. But
It's
thank
a
you very
very good
much for
idea.
having me.
Thanks a lot. And this was Mr. Saleem Khan. Thank you so much.
Thank you.